So when you went into the Rams, I didn't realize that again, basketball was really your primary sport, but what was it like? What was that experience like? Just even the training camp, it's pretty crazy during training camp. You have a lot more bodies than you do in the season. But what was your experience like with the Rams? And do you enjoy working football or what's that
I
for
think at
you
the
like?
time I really enjoyed it. I
Uh-huh.
really enjoyed because I was really I just wanted to be with the team. I wanted to learn as much as possible.
Mhm.
Obviously, working football is really physically demanding. I don't know. It was tough, but at the same time, I think me enjoying part was more than physical
Mhm.
aspect of it. So I really enjoyed it, and the staff was amazing. They
Mhm.
were trying to teach our summer interns as much as possible.
Mhm.
Summer training camp is crazy as far as the time.
Yeah.
They're trying to take time to teach us, and they're trying to let us do as much as possible. So that experience was really good for me.
Yeah. So, all of these experiences as students, I think for students, just try to immerse yourself and get as many opportunities or experience as many things as you can, because that really helps to set up the rest of your career. And I
Yeah.
think, we're going to talk more about your career, but all of the opportunities that you've had, and even it's good to see all of you guys grow right through your career and then doing all of these great things. And now you're, working in the MBA, like how you always dreamed of, right? So it all starts back with how your undergrad experience was, those experiences that you immersed yourself in, the things that you learned, right? And some of this is outside of what the textbook and the curriculum can teach you. It's just
Right.
experiencing it, right? So talk a little bit about as you started to go into your last year of the curriculum, approaching the exam and getting certified. Where were you at in your career? What were your aspirations like? Were you still looking to get to the NBA? Were you still looking for football opportunities? What was it like for you, and how did you end up at the University of Hawaii?
Yeah. So I always saw MBA as my career path since I started athletic training program
Mhm.
in Missouri. But going into senior year, you're gonna start looking at your future career. Obviously I wanted to go to MBA
Mhm.
path, but it's a really small door to get into. So at the time I didn't even have anybody, I didn't know anybody in the NBA.
Mhm.
So I would just look up there's a website, MBATA website
Okay.
for athletic trainers in the
Mhm.
NBA. They don't have an email listed, but they had the physical address listed.
Ah.
So I would physically send my resume and all that to all the teams,
Uh-huh.
but you usually don't get a response.
Mm.
Maybe if you're lucky you get some emails back. And I
Yeah.
got actually emails back a little bit, but all of them are like, we are not looking for anybody right now. And
Mhm.
so I didn't get any opportunities at the time.
Mhm.
And I was still looking for what I was gonna do after senior year. And
Okay.
luckily, I actually did a summer intern with the Stanford University football team
Mhm.
when I was a sophomore year.
Okay.
So that experience kind of helped me later on. I talked to the head athletic trainer at the Stanford University at the time,
Mhm.
and I was looking for some experience after my undergrad,
Mhm.
and he actually offered me a seasonal position with them. Uh, and I was open to anything, to be honest.
Mhm.
Even though it was football, you like the time of summer intern with the Rams, I learned so much from football.
Mhm.
So I just I was like, yeah, it's football. I want to do basketball, but this opportunity is gonna great for me to grow as an athletic trainer.
Yes.
So I took the opportunity right away.
Yes, it's all these opportunities. So thinking about, you mentioned that you helped them out your sophomore year, right? How did you get connected with them? Was it through someone at Lindenwood that knew
Yeah,
them?
I actually had a mutual friend, friend of mine. He knew this athletic trainer at the Stanford University.
Mhm.
So I emailed the AT at the Stanford University and looking for some, volunteer work basically during
Mhm.
the summer. And they actually had a volunteer opening for the summer training camp.
Mhm.
So I was at Stanford for the duration of summer training camp.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's a lot of experience. And then, so you ended up going back there for a full year internship, right?
correct. Yeah.
Yes. So explain that a little bit. Now you're, because that's a bigger university, right? I would assume more sports and more athletics, even though you're looking at overseeing football, but
Mhm.
it was more, student athletes at Stanford University. Explain what
Mhm.
that opportunity was like, some of the things that you learned, and yeah, what was it like to now go from Missouri to
Yeah.
California?
It was crazy to be honest, because right after undergrad, you're fresh certified, you don't know anything, and I got there. There are a few of us, as an intern,
Uh-huh.
and there were two assistant athletic trainers for the football team, and
Okay.
then head athletic trainer above them. But right after I got there, the head athletic trainer got let go.
Oh.
So everything was kind of crazy. The new assistant trainer, he had to step up, and he was the temporary head athletic trainer.
Mhm.
And those two are new as well.
Mm.
So they didn't know how everything was working at the Stanford. So
Mhm.
we didn't know anything about the
Yeah.
system. So we are kind of trying to figure it out. And the temporary head athletic trainer told me, like, I know you guys are just an intern. I know you guys are just fresh certified, but you guys need to step up.
Yes, yes.
So that, looking back, it really helped me as a clinician,
Mhm.
because they gave me a lot of responsibilities that, you know, you don't usually get that responsibility as a newly certified, especially at that bigger school. So that was really helpful. But going through the experience was really tough because, you're newly certified, you're trying to figure everything out.
Yeah.
So that was really tough.
Yes. And looking back, it's really tough, but sometimes, like you mentioned, that's when you really grow and learn the most because you're forced to either do it or, kind of get left behind a little bit. So
Yeah.
it's great to hear those experiences and to give a little timeline. So was this like 2017,
Yeah,
2018, 2017?
2017. So right after
Got it.
I graduated in 2017, and then
Okay.
I went to Stanford 2017 through 2018.
Got it. So after that year experience, right? Now you're still immersed in football. And for any athletic training students out there, I still to this day, football is where you get the most exposure to a lot of different things just because of the nature of the sport, right? And you have
Absolutely.
so many bodies, there's so much volume versus like a smaller team, right? That I think it's a good way to get used to the field of athletic training. Always, if you can manage football, even if you're working with a team, you'll be able to manage your own team, like hands down, just because of all of the chaos and craziness, right, of
Right,
football.
right.